Welcome back to the channel and another day in the life of a reseller vlog. I've been busy today, got some my last vlog up this morning, and then just did another Brian Reads the News. Continued on the most devastating final words of actors to their co-stars. So if you watch those, it's just a continuation. We did another 3 actors, and you can watch that on my channel now. But when we left off yesterday, we were going to go through the $80 worth of new inventory I purchased last night at the Value Village. I have it all laid out ready for you guys to see. So let's go take a look. I got it set out here in the photo station, getting ready to take photos and begin listing some of this stuff. Let's start with the shoes. So here's the first pair of shoes. This is a pair of men's New Balance 608 V4s. Paid $11.79 for these. They're nice and fresh and clean, kind of dad shoes. They're popular. They're in decent condition. Like I said, there was nothing really wrong with them. So to pay about $12 for these, it's not a bad little purchase. There was this little mark right here that I'm going to try to wash off. It might just be a little scuff, but other than that, they're like brand new pair of New Balance court shoes. So I bought those for $12. I think what I'm gonna do is try to let you guys know what I'm gonna list those for. I think I bought those for $12. I think I might list those for $24.97. That seems like a good starting price, kind of a double your money venture. Let's take a look at the next pair. So this next pair is a pair of pink and white Adidas women's running shoes. They have the 3 stripes on the side there, like you can see that they're the typical, they're kind of that cloth fabric type of design. Lightweight, laced up. Paid $10.99, but this color was half off, so half off of that would make them what, $5.50 for these plus tax. So let's call it $6 for this pair. So I bought that pair for $6. I think a good starting price would be $19.97 for those. Get it under that $20 threshold that people are searching for. We'll do calculated shipping on those just to keep it competitive. We got the New Balance, we got the Adidas. Up here we got the pair of Asics. Let's do those next. Here's a pair of Asics. Let's see what kind these are. These are the Cumulus 13s, I think, no, 18s. Cumulus J6 Gel Cumulus 18s. So not a super sought after brand, but I paid again $5.99, half off of that, so $3 plus taxes for these, and you just couldn't pass them up for that price point. I looked them over pretty good to make sure. You got to check the toe box to make sure there's no holes, and I didn't see any wear. They're not blowing out of the sides here. You got to check this area often on these shoes. They're in pretty decent condition. The heels were a little bit of wear, but no holes in the heel. So you got to check all that stuff out when you're buying a $3 pair of shoes. You know, there's a reason they're at the thrift. But these look pretty clean, not too bad. They have some miles on them, but they definitely could get a lot more wear out of them. Let's see, these were size 9, so not a bad size for resale. Size 9s. I think again these would probably be one that you want to price under $20. Yeah, I think both those Adidas and those Asics, I'm going to start them at $19.97. But this next pair, I'm going to have to ask a little bit more for them. I paid up for those a little bit. Let me to give you guys a look at them. This next pair I showed a little bit in last night's video, yesterday's video, when I was leaving the thrift shop. Paid up for these $15.99 plus tax, but they are the Nike Air Max B Trues. So this is kind of a brand that was popular online. I looked them up, and some of them were selling for upwards of $100, but this colorway, this design wasn't selling quite as much. I didn't see one exactly like these, but let's give you guys a look at these. They are pretty cool looking shoes. They have the bubble in the back there. Looks like they say Air 270s maybe. I'll have to look into that. But they appear to be in decent condition. There were a few little marks on these that I might try to scrub out. I think this was the only one that I noticed right here. There's a little mark, but we'll try to wash that off before we list them. Get them looking fresh and new as possible. But yeah, I paid $15.99 for these plus taxes and whatnot. So I think, let's see, what will we list these for? So since I paid up for those a little bit, $15.99 plus taxes, we got about $17 into them. I think a good starting price would be $34.97. Like I said, they're not the same as the ones going for hundreds online, but I think Air Max name will get them some eyes and hopefully get them sold at that price point. We're not looking to get greedy on these, we're just looking to flip them as quick as possible. So I think starting them off low like that, under $20 on some of them, and right there at the bottom of the market value on the others is the way to go. So if you guys saw yesterday's video, you know that in addition to those shoes, which I didn't show on camera, I also purchased a bunch of hats. I showed off those hats a little bit when I had them in the cart there. There might have been one clip where you guys saw them, but I'm gonna give you a little bit more in-depth look at these hats and let you know what I plan to list them for. There were some nice ones. I went with all the sale price ones. I was looking for the colors, hunting for that violet color, purple. And I did find a few, so let me show them to you. So this was the first one I grabbed. It's a vintage kind of hunting style hat. It has the corded piece here, this little cord, I guess you would call it. The only thing, it had this little excess fabric here. I might try to trim that off and get it looking a little bit nicer, but it is true vintage. If you look in here, it has the foam and the old tag. Let's see, it was on this is a size medium large, but has that old tag there. I'm not sure exactly what brand it is, but it's that old style, the foam interior and the green bill. So an old hunting hat, right? They probably wore that to make sure that people saw them out there when they're in the fields. Again, I paid $3.49, so we're looking at half off of that, which may bring it down to $1.75 plus taxes. So we're looking at about $2 all in. So I think now that I paid $2 for this one, I'm gonna list it for $9.97 rather. $9.97. Get it under that $10 mark. It's a vintage hat, so people will be searching for vintage, and I think I can get that purchase price for it. $9.97 plus calculated shipping. This next one was also half off. I think most of all these hats were half off. I almost passed up on this one. I'm not sure why, but again, I paid $3.49, half off of that, so we're looking at $1.75 plus taxes. It looks to be like a Jamaica hat, right? So had the green and yellow colorway, and it's a strap back with the Velcro in the back, and pretty clean looking hat. Doesn't look like it had much wear to it. So I think based on the design, enough people like Jamaica or that theme that I think this one could get a sale. Again, I'd probably list this one for $9.97 with calculated shipping. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this look at the hats. We got 4 more hats to go, and then we're going to give you a look at all the rest of the stuff that I purchased as part of this $80 pickup at Value Village the other day. Let me give you guys a sneak peek at the rest of the stuff. Like I told you, I went searching through the small section, and boy did I find a bunch. Look at all this stuff. This is just part of what we purchased for that $80. We got all the shoes, we got all the hats, and we got all this stuff. So I'm going to get into a little more detail about this in a bit. But first, let's get through these last 4 hats. We got 4 more to show you. Let me show you. This next hat I paid $5.49, half off of that. So that brings it down to $2.75 for this hat. This was a nice looking hat, a local team. This is the Tacoma Rainiers, a baseball team from Tacoma, Washington. Wasn't sure that until I saw the Rainiers on the back. It just says TAC on the front, which stands for Tacoma, I'd imagine. But you saw this Rainiers on the back, then I knew it was that minor league baseball team, the Tacoma Rainiers. So nice looking snapback, very clean. Doesn't look like it was worn hardly at all. It's 100% polyester, made in China. It's just really clean, really nice looking hat. Probably wouldn't typically pay up for something like that, but since it was half off, I decided to take a chance on it. I like to keep some of the local teams in the shop in my stores so that when they do well, people can go to my store and buy them. So again, that's probably another one that there's not going to be a lot of demand for it, so I'm going to keep it under that $10 and list it for $9.97. Of course, I accept offers on all my items, but that's a good starting point. We got 3 more here. Let me show you them. This next hat again was priced at $3.49 but half off, so we're looking at $1.75 plus taxes. It's a Hanali Kawaii, and this one was a nice gray colorway, gray and black with the netted backing, kind of that trucker style. Again, another snapback. It was nice and clean, couldn't pass it up at that price point. Again, probably list that one for $9.97 if you're interested. So when you're looking through the hat section, a lot of times what you want to do is look for those keyword hats, you know, those keywords that you want people to, that are searching for, that will get them into your store. And a lot of times you buy a cheap hat, but it has the right keyword that will get people into your shop and start shopping around. And these next two hats were definitely hats that would do that. Let me show you. Here they are. On the right, you'll see it's an Enjoy Coca-Cola, a genuine Coca-Cola red and white hat. Paid $3.49, half off, so we're looking at $1.75. And the other one is a Tommy Hilfiger, a throwback. It looks like it might be a true vintage. I'll have to do some more research, but that logo kind of makes it look like one of the vintage hats from back in the day. Paid up for that one a little bit, $6.49, so we're looking at $3.25 plus taxes. So for these hats, I think since people do search Coca-Cola and Tommy Hilfiger, I think I'm going to start these a little bit more at $14.97 plus calculated shipping. Let me give you guys a full look at these. They do have a strap back on this one. It says Coca-Cola on the back there. It has all the labeling, the Coca-Cola, the genuine merchandise. So it's the real deal. I'm not sure exactly how old it is, but it does look to be an older style. Again, this one is another strap back, Tommy Hilfiger. Doesn't have any other things, any other designs or logos on it really. Just the strap back. Has the style of the Tommy Hilfiger clasp here. So it appears to be the real deal, not a knockoff, so I felt pretty comfortable buying those. So we got a nice set of hats here. So looking at them all together, if we said these two were $14.97 and the rest we were going to start at $9.97, I mean, there's $70 worth of hats sitting right there. So there's practically all your money back just based on those 6 hats. We said $70 worth of hats, and up here we had the shoes. I think we said these we wanted at 20 and 40, and this was 35 and 25. We're looking at $80 worth of shoes and $70 worth of hats. That's what we got going so far. So our initial investment of $80 is we're already in the profits based on those listings, but we still have all the rest of this stuff here on the floor that I'm going to show you. Let me give you guys a look. So these first 2 items were priced at $2.99. I did have a 20% off coupon for the regular priced items that weren't on sale, and I did use my coupon, so we're looking at 20% off of the list price on these. But let me show you. This first item here I saw on the shelf. You may have seen it in the video. I touched him and his eyes lit up and he was just so cute. I had to pick him up. Those lights will go off and then they come back on in the moment you touch them, I guess. So they're staying on right now for some reason. But the other item here was a big mug, a big coffee mug. It says, "Do I look like a freaking people person?" It has a big dog. So this was part of that big dog series that came out. The t-shirts were popular. And this was a mug similar, you know, you want to run with the big dogs, get off the porch type of thing. So this was a giant mug. I'm not sure if that, how big it is exactly. I'll have to check on it, but a mug and a little spike figurine. So I have to check the comps on those to make sure they're not selling for big money. Those big dog mugs might be worth a little bit more than I realized, but I'm gonna check into it. But right now I'm thinking, you know, pay $3 for it, list it for $9.97, get it listed under the $10 threshold, and have calculated shipping on those. I'm waiting for a few more boxes to come in the mail to continue with my breakables section. I have had some luck and a few sales of the items that I did list. So I've got some more of those boxes, and I've got the peanuts now, so I'm ready to list breakables. That's kind of a new thing, a new venture I'm getting into, and so I picked up a couple of those, waiting on those boxes, and then we can actually expand that section a little bit more, because I do have a lot of glassware and stuff around that I can begin listing So if you guys have followed the channel, you know I'm building this little small section right here, right? With these small little envelopes. So I picked up a lot of these items in that kind of the small section where they pack up all the stuff in these little bags and they give you a little bargain on a bundle of stuff. So I went through that and I looked for the purple tags. That was the sale tag, and got a lot of it half off. And I have a whole bunch sitting down here that would be perfect for the little small section. That was my idea behind it. I mean, a lot of it was stuff that you can actually use around the house, and I'll show you some of that stuff first so that we can get it out of the way, and then we'll focus on what I plan on listing. So there were a few items here that I did just pick up for myself because we needed a few things. I need a new cheese knife, and I found one. So here's a cheese knife. It was bundled with this pair of tongs here. $2.99 for it. Not a bad price for a nice looking cheese knife, stainless steel cheese knife. So now we have a cheese knife, and I can resell this. I'll probably just throw these tongs into a junk drawer lot somewhere down the line. We paid $2.99 for that item, and we'll get use of the cheese knife, and the rest of it will be put in a junk drawer. There was another lot of these items that I just couldn't pass up. Not really something that I would buy for resale, but it was just too good of a deal that I couldn't pass it up. Let me show you. So it was this lot right here. You got a bar of soap, a bar of nice Dove men's care soap. Again, I paid $2.99, but it was half off of that, so we're looking at $1.50. We got a bar of soap. We got two things of Crest toothpaste. This is a densified paste, and this is Sensodyne Pronamel Repair. So good looking, expensive stuff. And then we got a toothbrush here, and we got another one of those fancy floss that you can floss your teeth with. So all that stuff for $1.50. I just couldn't pass up that deal. So this stuff will all go upstairs. Not part of the profits, but will keep my smile looking right and my body smelling alright. So there was another one of these bags that I got kind of suckered into because it was just too good of a deal to pass up. Let me show it to you. This one right here. This one was $4.49, half off of that, so we're looking at $2.25. We got two Scotch-Brite sponges, and then we got this looks like a pasta thing, a pasta comb type thing to pick up your pasta, and this little heart-shaped measuring cups here. And then there was this little guy. This is the guy that probably suckered me into it. It's a little sloth that you put on your soap dispenser. He was in the tag, and I guess you put soap in there and you squeeze them and the suds come out or something like that. That's what I'm guessing he's used for. A little soap dispenser sloth. So I might list him for sale, I don't know. So these three items I could sell. The sponges will probably set aside for upstairs. $2.25 for those items. So these next two items were just a great deal, $2.99 and $1.99, but they were half off. So this one was $1.50, and you got a Keurig coffee cup filter. So one of these Keurig hot coffee filters. This is the filter that goes in the Keurig machine, I guess. So we're gonna look that up, see what it's going for. I'd imagine, you know, you're paying $1.50, so it's got to be at least worth $1.50. And then there was this. This is a little Oreo packet here. Let me show you what you do with this. You open it up, and I'll show you 1 second. So there it is. You put your Oreo in there, and then when you open it up, it turns into a little cup, right? So you can have your milk and your Oreos. And then when you're done, you just flatten it out and put the top back on, and you have a perfect little cylinder. So a perfect little Oreo little eating cup here for your milk. This next lot was another one that would be perfect for the small section. I saw this little flask, a little Cheers flask. It says Cheers on it. Can you see that? There we go. And had to pick this up. It was only $1.99, so half off of that. We're looking at $1 for this. You got this nice flask, and then you also got this set of napkins here. Paper Product Designs, just little party napkins. They got a price tag of $3.95 on back, so you're paying $1, you get a $3.95 pair of spot-on napkins and this nice Cheers flask. They're probably worth, you know, $5 for this. I probably list that at $4.97, just cheap. So like I said, a lot of these smalls, you're not going to be able to price them very high. You know, you got to give what the market is paying, and a flask like that, you know, you maybe buy it for $10 brand new in the shop, But online, you gotta probably price it under $5. So I think that's what I'm gonna do with that. Price it $4.97 plus shipping. This item here also priced at $1.99, half off. So we're looking at 99 cents. These are those little caster cups, they call them. You put them under your sofa so they don't scratch up the floor. People are always looking for something like that. So again, you'll probably price that under $5, but we'll get that listed in the smalls section. So this next item was again another singular item that was just hanging there. I looked at it, it was brand new in the box, and I just couldn't pass it up. Look at it. We paid $4.99, but it was half off, so we're looking at $2.50. These are little cheese forks. Look at this. It says Gouda, Brie, blue cheese, and Stilton cheese, I think. So it has the 4 forks there, so you can have a nice setting for serving up some cheese, and just a little half-size forks for a nice cheese platter. It's brand new in the box, so I'm not sure what something like this goes for, $5 to $10 I would say, but if we paid $2.50, we could easily turn it for profit, and as you can see, it will fit in nicely in one of those nice little envelopes, and be a nice addition to the small section. So we're working our way through this. We've got a few more to go. I want to thank everybody for watching thus far. We got some more I want to show you, but I want to thank everybody for making it this far. Up next, we have some kitchenware, some office supplies, and then we're going to get into this thing that caught my eye first. There was one item that just caught my eye. I went over to that section and I ended up buying a bunch of them. You want to stay tuned for that, but let's get into the kitchenware. This bag had a trio of items here. Paid $4.49 was the ask price, so it was half off of that, so like $2.25 plus taxes. And we got 3 items in this, actually 4, but this grouping here are the 2 measuring cups, 1 and 1/2. So those are foldable. You can see that they fold down if you just pop them like this. Those are the nice ones that flatten out. So you can just flatten them out and put them in your, put them away just like that, like little pans. And then this was also in it. This is a Taylor freezer refrigerator temperature gauge. So you can put that on your freezer or your fridge and it'll tell you what the temperature is. Has a little screw in there if you want to screw it in. Just the perfect little small section. Again, it'll fit right in one of those envelopes and go in the small section. So a couple perfect little smalls. And this was another item that was in it. I wasn't quite sure what it was, but it looks like it's for baking or something, right? You're cutting the crust of the pie with this. It has kind of a serrated edge and a big circle in the middle if you want to cut out circles in your dough. That's my best bet. If you guys know of anything else that it might be, let me know, but I think that's what it's for. So a little baking tool. So at this point I was kind of in the buying mood, right? I was pulling all these little smalls, these little bags that were all half off, and I just grabbed this bag. It was all office supplies, and I saw it up there and I thought, oh, that's a good deal. $2.50. It was half off of $4.99. Let me show you. I think what got me about this bag was that it was so full. $4.99 they were asking, and it was all jam-packed. We had this little light. It's missing the battery, but type of light that you put on your desk to give it a little additional light. We had a stapler. It does have staples in it, so a good little blue stapler, we can use that. And then there was this, a little pen, a little rose pen, and a couple packs of pencils. This one I probably on second thought wouldn't buy, but I'm not sure what pencils go for, but I guess I could list these pencils and get my money back and then use the rest of these items. Maybe list this light. I don't think I'll have a use for that light, but yeah. So like I told you, this next batch of stuff is what drew me into this section. Colored pencils is what they were. Caught my eye were those colored pencils. Let me give you guys a look. So this is what I saw. It was $1.99 but half off, so we're looking at 99 cents for these. They were stapled together, but I separated these two. So we're looking at 2 things of colored pencils. And there was more. These were $1.99 as well. But you get this one and you also get this one. So I got to take the staples out. So we're looking at 2 more things of colored pencils. This was $1.99 as well. 2 more sets of colored pencils. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colored pencils. for $6. So at that point, I was in the colored pencil buying craze, right? I was like, oh, I could flip these pencils and make easy money. They'll go in the small section. And then I saw the bag with 3 packs of colored pencils. Let me show you. The process was, oh, I'm listing pencils. I'm gonna be in this pencil listing mode. And then I saw this pack over here. These 3 for $4.49. It was 20% off of that because I had my coupon, but you get 50 in this one, and then you get these are oil colored pencils, and then this is another pack of those 10 pencils. So you get 50 here, 10 here, and another 12 here, all for $4.49 at 20% off. Alright, so we got it all separated now. Like I said, $80 and change for all this stuff. I got it all set out here, the small section. I'm gonna get busy taking some of these photos and get some of this listed, but let's talk money-wise, alright? We got it all sitting here on the floor. Let's add it up and see what kind of investment this was and what kind of return we will get on our investment. So we got the shoes, $100 worth of shoes right there, the list price that we're gonna ask. And then we got the hats, $70 worth of hats right there. This was the stuff that's gonna go upstairs and add to the household, the cheese knife and all the dental care and whatnot, the sponges and the soaps. So that stuff's just kind of a bonus, right? And then the rest of the stuff, the smalls, I got it all laid out here. Let's count it up and see what kind of profit we can expect from it. The first 2 items were the Big Dog's coffee cup and this little squirrel here that lights up. I think we said $10 on each of those, so we're looking at $20, right? And then the top row here, I think we're planning $5 for this one. So we said 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I think we'll go a little bit more on this one. We'll call $10 on that one. So we're at 40. Here's 50, 55, 60, $65, that top row there. So we got the stapler, the thermometer, the measuring cups, the little cheese knives we're gonna get a little bit more money for, the caster cups, the Oreo, the Keurig, the flask. So we're looking at $65 already worth of inventory right there in the top row. Now this bottom row is all pencils. Now I realize you can't really charge too much for pencils, right? The market is pretty heavy. They do sell pretty regularly though. I checked the sell-through rate and it's not too bad, but I think we'll have to price them low in order to move them quick. But let's see how much it adds up. Even at $5 a pop, we were at 65 for that top row. We're looking at 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, $100, 105, and 110. So looking at $110 for all this stuff here. And I think this one we're gonna charge 10 for, so let's call it $120 for all this stuff right here. That's all gonna be profit. Alright, so obviously all that stuff has to get listed and all that stuff has to sell in order for that profit to become a realization, right, for it to happen. But I think over time we didn't do too bad on this lot. $80 spent. We're looking at 100 in shoes, 70 in hats, and what did we say, 120 in smalls. So all in all, we're turning our $80 investment into $290 worth of inventory. And then we have some stuff that's left over in terms of the kitchenware and whatnot that we'll throw in a junk drawer. Some extras, some bonuses, but 80 into 290, I'm pretty happy with that. We're looking at almost 3x our money. So that's kind of right where we want to be with a purchase like this. Like Mom says, Mom wants us at 5x our investment. We didn't quite do it with this one, but we're working in the small section, so it's you can't expect big profits when you're dealing with something like that. We didn't find a big score. Those Nike Air Max was probably the biggest chance we took last night, turning what, $16 into 35. So that's not too risky. Everything is pretty simple, low risk and low reward, but profit nonetheless. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think this purchase was a good one? Is turning 80 into 290 a worthy venture? Is that something that you guys would tackle with all these listings that we gotta put up? We still gotta do the work, but I think the profits will definitely return on this investment. Let me know what you guys think with a comment though. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. I mean, for me, this is just part of the process. I do it every day, listing and buying and listing and buying. It's a repeat and rinse, and the profits come in slow sometimes, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they sit and don't sell at all, and sometimes they flow in heavy. So it all depends on how eBay is treating you that day. But let me know what you guys think. Is this one a worthy venture, or should I have left half of this stuff at the thrift? Let me know with a comment. So also let me know, do you like this inventory breakdown? Would you like to see more of these types of videos? You know, I got a lot of inventory coming in and moving out. I show you guys what sells, but I haven't done a lot of videos like this, so maybe it's something I will focus on a little bit more in the future. I could probably break it down a little bit better with some numbers and whatnot, but I was just kind of adding it up in my head as we went, and hopefully it all made sense to you. You got to get a look at everything we bought, and kind of the price point that I plan to list it online in order for it to make a sale. Obviously you got to price things low these days. You know, there's a lot of competition out there, and that's the name of the game, being the lowest in the market sometimes. If you're not going to sit and wait for an item to sell, you want it to move fast, you got to price it low, you got to price it ready to move, and I think that's what we're going to do with these. Got them all priced right, as I told you, so now the hard work begins. We're going to get that stuff photographed, and we're going to get it listed into my stores. If you want to see the progress on this lot, be sure to follow my vlog. You'll see the sales come through, and you can see what this stuff is really selling for and how long it takes for it to sell. That's always an interesting thing. Once you get it up, how long does it take to sell? That's the big name of the game. You don't want this stuff sitting around collecting dust. You want it to move. So I think we got some good items that will sell, and only time will tell. I'll thank you guys for watching this one, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.